Our garlic experiment seems to be going well. They are growing. Pretty soon we will start seeing the scapes. Very buggy. Very buggy. But the kids' play area is a bit overgrown, but that's fine because these really tall dandelions are not like your city dandelions. I've seen quite a few dragonflies on them. Dragonflies equals natural mosquito predators. There goes Andy. He's just doing some chores. Getting everything ready for the boys to come out and play after their snack. But it is so dry from lack of rain. That's kicking up dust. It's been about a month since we've been up here. So the grass is just a little long.
So that's another 4-footer. Stop it.
No.
I'm planning and doing math. I don't have my notebook, so I'm trying to do this from memory.
I know, but you're making really funny faces. Andy is officially breaking ground for the first of many posts.
Luckily it's all sand, so it should go pretty quick unless you hit a root, but
yep.
Shouldn't be too bad. So you follow the 4x4s and
Andy said by the 4x4s, but you can't hear because of that truck that went by at just the wrong moment.
it always happens.
It does always happen.
So the goal is I'm going to be digging 16 of these. So we're going to be 16 feet long, going towards Becca, 12 feet wide, and again, it's just a little cabin. It's not going to be a lake house or anything like that. It's just somewhere where we can then have multiple of those, one for each one of the boys.
Yep.
And kind of go from there.
That way we can get rid of the camper.
And I'm hitting roots.
And he's hitting roots.
Coastal digger.
Good morning. So last night we ended up getting a total of 10 of the 20 footings taken care of. So as you can see, each one goes down about 2 feet. So when I was doing this, I actually elected to make this cabin 20 feet long by only 14 feet wide. So this will kind of give you the idea. 20 feet long goes back to that last mound, and then 14 feet wide goes over there. To kind of give you an example, the camper is 28 feet long and the widest part is 10 feet, and that's where the slide actually goes out. So when I explained that to Becca, I'm like, we're gonna have plenty of room in there. If we go a little bit longer, I was originally just going to go a total of 16 feet with 4 feet of that being for the deck. Now, really what I did is I just extended the deck out another 4 feet. So the deck's still going to be 4 feet wide or 4 feet long, but by doing that, added 4 extra feet of living area inside the cabin. So I got 10 more holes to dig. And then after that, I'm going to start getting my 4x4s cut to length and then going from there. Hopefully it goes smooth. It's all sand, so luckily it's been going pretty quickly. All right, so I've got my footings dug and I'm starting to put my 4x4s in there. The downside is that I was off by a little bit on some of my footings, so I have to redig the holes or make them bigger. So now keep in mind, I've never really built anything like this. You know, I've made some things, but So I'm learning as I go, and it's not the easiest, but if I don't get this foundation properly built, then we're going to have problems later on down the road. So if I have to redo a couple things a couple different times, hey, that's fine. It's a learning experience for me, but I'm just trying to get the outside frame in so that way I can then start getting the rest of my 4x4s in, at least for my outside frame, and then kind of go from there. The other thing I obviously need to pick up is I've only got my framing nailer here. So with these outside posts and everything, well, that's going to be where a lot of the weight is distributed. So I'm going to have to get some leg screws and put those into my 4x4s. And when I do that, everything's just going to kind of suck together a little bit better, but we still need to concrete the footings in, and there's quite a bit that we do before that. So right now it's kind of, you got some small gaps, but once everything's a little bit more square, it's gonna come together nicely. So just taking a quick break, and then I'll be back to it. It is now just about 5 o'clock. We got all of our footings in. Actually looks pretty decent. So the 2x6s that are on the outside, there's only a couple of them that are going to be staying. The one on your left there, and then the one on the far right. In the meantime, in order to get these things going good, I had to put that, or I kind of splice those two together. I am actually going to be milling a bunch of 2x6s upcoming here pretty soon. So this is just to kind of get me until I can get to that point. Well, the next time that we come up is we're going to put the concrete in. We're guessing about a half a bag per post. We're going to get some extras just in case. But once those are then set, now that's when we can kind of do all the little fine tuning once we have that concrete in there, because obviously it's going to sit and then it's going to go from there. So my idea is, like, I'll use this as an example. So for this row, again, they're not completely straight just because of the fact that, we haven't concreted them yet. But I'm going to have a 2x6 on each one of these. So it's going to be on the left side, right there, and then on the right side. So it'll just give extra. And then I'm also going to have a 2x6 in the center here as well. I'm pretty much going to beef this thing up pretty good with a ton of 2x6s. A lot of the material that we're going to be using on this is all going to be 2x6, and it's going to be the true 2x6. So when you actually measure it, it's actually 2 inches wide by 6 inches, compared to like when you go to the store, it's 1.75 by 5 3/4, something along those lines. So the other thing that I've got to get as well is I've got to get some what are they called? Leg screws. So that way it'll really tighten these things up. So we won't have any movement or anything. And then right now, again, the only thing I've got in there is just my framing nailer nails. But yeah, I'll have probably 2 leg screws for each one. So spruce beetles are out. We're taking a look at everything. Buddy. Well, Becca was a big help. She watched the boys. Logan came out and just kind of putzed around it a little bit, but helped fill in some of the holes and kind of went from there. I've got two 2x6 or 2 4x4 by 8s left, and then I still have my 2 4x4 by 16s. So those are going to be the ridge posts for the top of the A-frame once it does, or once we start framing. That's going to give a decent amount of support, so I'll probably put 2 of them up there, just so that way in case one breaks or one cracks, well, now you still have another 4x4 by 16 up there to give us a little bit more support. I'm really going to try to beat this thing up with the amount of snow that we get, and then if one of those giant pines do come down, the odds of that thing surviving are a little bit easier, or I just got to do some repairs instead of completely rebuild. But we're going to make some dinner here in a little bit. I'm just getting picked up. Well, the goal is we want to be out of here by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's Father's Day weekend, so we are trying to be home back in our town by 11. We'll see if it happens. If it happens, great. If not, well, we might be running late for everything else. So, but desperate need of a shower. I'll see if I can take one tonight. If not, then I'll just take it when I get home. Very, very buggy this weekend as well. But I'll give you an update on some of the other things that we're doing as well and kind of go from there. Since I have all my chores done now, I actually get to show you what we have so far. So the last time that we were up here, we added the fish oil stuff to all of the plants that we have down here. So that tree's starting to come back from a different shoot, but it's starting to come back. The blueberry plant is actually doing really well. I don't think we're going to get anything off of it, but considering it was just nothing but a stub before, and we added that fertilizer, it is working really well. Another one of the apple trees starting to come back as well. And then we posted this one off last time because it was just really bending, but ever since we did that and fertilized it as well, we've got some brand new growth and it looks like it's doing okay. I don't see any flowers or anything like that, but in a way I kind of don't want it to. I want it to concentrate on becoming a stronger tree than more producing right now. And then the big kicker. All of our garlic is doing really, really well, surprisingly. I'm very, very happy with that. So we're going to keep on going, keep on checking it, but according to Becca, it looks really good. It looks really healthy. It does get some good cover, so those trees are going to have to go at some point. I don't know when, but just another thing to add onto the project to-do list. And in a second here, I'll show you how the raspberry plants are doing. I'll have the boys come up here in a little bit and start picking up all their stuff because we got to get heading out early tomorrow morning. So Logan wanted to come over with me and see how the raspberry plants are doing since we planted them.
Huh?
So, not doing bad.
Wait, where can I see me?
Dude, you can look at the plants right there.
Oh.
Oh, look. We've got, it looks like one of them flowered. So we actually might have some raspberries up here this year.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay. But we transplanted these, throughout series. This year seem to be doing okay, but time will tell. You can do better than that.
Huh?
You can do better than that. Yep.
Watch this one, Daddy. Watch.
Okay. All right. And then the last thing that we planted,
Daddy, watch.
I had a couple of potatoes that were starting to kind of go bad in the house. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring them up north and see if they all grow. And it kind of looks like they're growing. So if we get anything out of these, I think this was a red. And that was a red as well. But if we get anything, great. If not, I'm not too worried about this. Was just more of an experiment to see if it would actually take. We'll see. All right, we're gonna go make some dinner. And then get ready for an early night because I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. There he goes. Always at it, 100%.